Hey guys, this is Jody with the Roundhouse Report, and I am going to talk about what Israel did to Iran as best I can because every source is different. But that's what this video is about. What did Israel strike Iran with? Because even now I hear speculation, drones, I hear missiles, there's a bunch of scattered crap. And so I'm trying to break that down a little bit. And I did take some notes because sometimes I get confused. But before I do anything else, please like, subscribe, and also the date, which is important. Something could pop off later this afternoon. I don't know what's going on. April 21st, Sunday, 9:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So, as you all know, last Saturday, Iran attacked Israel with about 320 cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and drones. Everybody's touting the huge failure because they were all shot down. I think 2 or 3 landed on the outskirts of an Israeli military base, but they landed like in the dirt. So that happened. But everyone's like, look, it was a massive failure. Well, let me tell you something, right? It wasn't Israel that did all that. The Americans shot down 1/3. That's 1/3 of the missiles and drones they didn't have to worry about. The United Kingdom shot down another 25, 50. The Jordanians shot down some rockets, and the Saudi Arabians and the UAE actually gave flight intelligence to Israel real time. Where are these things at? These missiles and projectile, where are they at? Where they're heading, so as to make targeting easier. So that's what we're working off of. That happened last Saturday, and Israel was like, we're going to respond, and they had to. You can't let yourself get attacked like missile blitz like that. And but to speak to my latter point, there was that everyone's saying how great Israel was with regard to that attack, but if it wasn't for its allies, the U.S., U.K., Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, people who are sympathetic toward Israel's desire to attack Iran because they are the Sunni Gulf states. Iran is Persian; they're not Arab, but that's a whole nother video. So, what in the world happened? Okay, so it's been about 4 days, and I have looked at so many damn sources. I can't tell you how many I've looked at. Good grief. Some say, the official Iranian stance is that there were 5 drones and they shot down 3 of them. And those accounted for the explosions in the sky. If you see the limited social media videos that were released by the IRGC. For one, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So Israel wanted to send a very clear message that you attack us with 300 plus and it's destroyed. Again, without our help, without the Allies' help, I don't know if they would have been able to handle it. But so this great vaunted, like Israel defeated it all. No, they had help. So had they not had help, what would have happened? So that kind of takes the argument out of that, although it was a massive failure either way, Iran's attack against Israel. But Israel was put in a position where Iran never attacked Israel ever, from territory to territory. This is unprecedented. It's historical. And then Israel is never targeted. Well, we don't really know. Israel doesn't talk much, but they haven't directly attacked Iran and never. They've done assassinations. They've done ambushes in Iran, but they've never actually fired missiles from Israel into Iran. Now, the missiles used, okay, for one thing, the targets were several. The Syrian radar system S-300, the batteries that Syria has, the old ones from Russia that aren't very good, they knocked a hole into the radar systems and in the radar systems in the S-300 anti-air defense missiles. So it gave them more room to operate in. And from there, to my understanding, over Syrian airspace, the Israeli jets fired standoff over the horizon. They fired toward Iran, but also there was strikes. I mean, again, you look at sources and they all differ, but the Syrian radar system, the S-300, was targeted. Southern Iraq, which included the spot that was hit, was a major headquarters for Iran and one of its top militias. So, quote, significant strikes on that location. And then the main issue is Isfahan province, which is about 200 miles south of Tehran. It's in the middle of Iran, which shows, we can puncture your stuff and we can hit wherever we want. But the main thing that I find interesting, and one of my sources is actually an independent source who actually broke this, Blue Sparrow missiles, Blue Sparrows. Those are missiles that do not have an explosive warhead. It's the missile, and the warhead is just like made out of metal. And it just hits the ground and it causes a little bit, it's not really an explosion, kind of like a dust up, So one of the things that Israel did first off was fire these Blue Sparrow missiles. They're basically dumb bombs. They're just dumb. They're not even bombs. They're just projectiles, but they're built to the same capacity in terms of how it looks, how much it weighs, how much radar space it takes up. So they sent a volley of these Blue Sparrow missiles. And again, I might be wrong because nobody knows really what happened. But I've pieced together enough sources to know that, for one thing, the city hit inside of Iran, and I've heard that northwestern Iran was attacked too. Everyone's up in the air, but the Blue Sparrow system fires, say, 30 Blue Sparrows, and they're cruise missiles, and they fly into enemy's airspace. And when they fly in, the enemy thinks they're real. They don't think they're just rockets with a fucking little metal attachment. I mean, you send in 30 Sparrows, they're like 30 fucking ballistic missiles are coming in. So they automatically turn on all their radar and their radar integration systems around Iran. All right. That shows you if the Sparrows get through, you've beaten their air defenses. And apparently some Sparrows got through because those Sparrows are the front edge. You're trying to get them to turn on their stuff. You're trying to get them to waste ammo shooting it down, when in reality it's a dud. The problem, or I won't say the problem, number one, the Sparrows do reveal Iran's anti-air defense systems to Israel, which is very important. And the Blue Sparrow is kind of like the first spear. They send those in to see what's going to happen to them. Okay. Isfahan province is home to a city called Isfahan, but the province itself is a relatively big province. So you have the city here. What's in this province is the Natanz nuclear facility, which is one of the major backbones of the Iranian push for nuclear weapons. That was one target. But the way they targeted it is they used these Blue Sparrows. And I've seen many reports where a Blue Sparrow will land, say, 500 yards from the entrance to Natanz. Another one lands 50 yards near Natanz, near the entrance. And this proves to Iran, well, shit, not only are they accurate, not only can they get through our systems, but if they really want to, these bombs could have been real and it would have knocked out our crowd. Like, it would have messed us up, but they weren't real. It was to send a message. Yo, we landed right a few hundred yards in front of the entrance. What does that tell you? That tells you we can bomb the crap out of it if you want. We know how to do it, and etc. So the Blue Sparrow missile system was used. Great. I have no freaking lighter. Great. So the Blue Sparrow, and there's three variations. There's a long range, medium range, and short range on the Blue Sparrow missile system. The message to Iran is that Israel can strike deep inside its territory and will beat your air defenses, and Israel can touch Iran wherever it wants. So Iran did the attack, which failed. Israel did a much smaller attack. I've been trying for days. This is 4 or 5 days ago, and there's nothing in the media. I'm just picking up bits and pieces from like 15 different sources. But the one thing because I was trying to figure out how many did they send. Iran said that they shot down 3 drones. All right. Well, I mean, Iran's not going to tell you what happened. That's one of the reasons why we have no idea what's going on, is because the city is here. The city of let me find it. Isfahan. Here's the province. Okay, the whole province. And then this is the city, and then there's just desert. And then here's Natanz nuclear facility built into a mountain. Again, it's a desert. There's no civilians that are going to be there to use their phones to record what happened. It's the middle of the desert. The only people there are IRGC and the Iranian military. That's it. And they're sure as crap not going to take videos and release it to the world as to what damage happened. But so this is the city. Desert. This is Natanz, the nuclear facility. And down here, again, desert. Down here is a major Air Force base and supply center. The reason I pointed out the fact that it was so far off from the actual town itself is because Iran has come out and they show these pictures of the town, and there's no smoke rising. There's nothing going on. It looks okay. Well, in the background, there's a huge mountain, which is Natanz, and they did not strike civilian infrastructure. They wanted to prove a point. We don't have to use 320 projectiles. We can use 3. And we can get through your crap and we can hit you. Now, regarding that number of 3, I have heard sources saying drones and ballistic missiles and cruise missiles. Number one, again, I talked about how the first strike they did was against Syria and knock out their air defenses so they have more room to kind of meander. But so after that, they bombed the crap out of. And this doesn't make sense because there should be civilians there with a camera with their phones, but they bombed the crap out of a major Iranian headquarters for one of its most prized proxies inside of Iraq. That apparently was a, quote, significant strike, even though there's no imagery coming out. There's no one talk. It's so frustrating. That's why I waited so long. I was waiting for shit to come out and it's not coming out. So I said, screw it. Let's see here. So the Blue Sparrow. So, okay, the main thing that I've seen is a number of people said 1 rocket, but that doesn't work out. Iran said that they shot down 3 drones. And I have seen 2 or 3 different sources now that said 3 missiles were used. I'm not saying they were shot down. There was one video that I saw on social media that actually you could hear the rocket hitting the ground. You know, the Iranians say, "Oh no, the light show you saw was us shooting them down." No, there was a massive explosion. I heard one of them. Again, I don't even know how to get back there. It was on social media. But so they launched these Blue Sparrows and they landed them nearby sensitive facilities so as to show we can do it if we want. And this could have been a live warhead, but we chose not to. We're just sending you a message. But there's a major air base, as I pointed out, inside of the same province. And apparently, the Israelis aren't saying a word. Iran is downplaying this like crazy. But according to Washington, D.C., the White House, the strikes that took place inside of that province against that major air base that Iran has were successful. What that means, I don't know. Nobody's showing a damage aftermath profile. Nobody is showing anything. It's just it's hard to do what I do without knowing anything here. I'm trying my best. But so Syrian radar systems, southern Iraq was fucking pounded apparently. And dummies used in Natanz, dummies used near other sensitive facilities. They also have a large production center of missiles and drones in that province. And again, the signaling is we can touch you. You use 320, they were all shot down. But if we use 3 and the 3 get through, after a volley of sparrows, and then the three real ones get through. And I again, the only thing I've seen on social media is an explosion. There's some dude taking a picture of a video of the Natanz mountain, because Natanz is built into the mountain. But again, these are isolated places. There aren't civilians there, but there are civilians in Iraq, and why they didn't take video or whatever, I don't know. But that's as much as I have for you right now. I might be dead wrong, but from what I can tell, if Iran says that and they've said this from the beginning, they said they shot down 3 drones. The explosions heard were those drones being shot out of the sky. Okay. At the same time, 2 different sources that I've seen now, 2, said that 3 cruise missiles were launched into Iran. 3. Now, I don't know if that doesn't include the Blue Sparrow. That's kind of an add-on. You do that first, you open it up, and then you hit in with your real ammo. So the consensus I'm getting is I've seen 2 sources now that have said 3 missiles were used, and Iran has been saying from the beginning, we shot down 3 drones. So I am leaning toward the 3 missiles were sent. They're not telling. The U.S. did say that the strike on the major airbase was successful, but they're not showing any pictures. They're not giving any details. So I hope this helped in some way, because even I'm confused. I'm generally confused, to be frank. But let me know what you think. Comment, and because I probably missed a lot here. I'm covering what I'm trying to cover within a certain amount of time. It's already at 16:45 minutes. 16 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm sorry. Check out the video, see what you think, leave comments, subscribe if you would, and let's see what actually comes out. In the next few days, there may be a very specific, this is what Israel shot. I don't know. So we're going to see what happens. And I just wanted to give this brief up. It's not brief, actually. I repeat myself a lot, which I apologize for. That's why I took the notes. I was hoping not to repeat myself too much or ramble too much. But I reverted to my normal state, and I started rambling and getting things confused. But no, keep an eye out in the coming days, because there may be something that comes out that says, yep, Israel fired this many missiles. They fired Blue Sparrows prior to those activated warheads, etc. So let's see what happens. That's my briefing. I've been covering this since the strike happened, and the best I can tell is 3 cruise missiles were fired into Iran with effect. They landed near and on the major airbase, and then they fired Blue Sparrow dumb bomb. They're not a bomb, dumb missiles, and they landed near the Natanz mountain, which just shows Iran, we can touch you. If we wanted to, these could have been live. This could have been live ammo. So that's the basic message. I apologize that this video is so long. I really try my best, but I ramble a lot. Most of the time, I just go off my head. So let me know what you think. And as soon as I know what's going on, because nobody knows what's going on, I'm just piecing the puzzle pieces together from like 10 or 15 sources. I'm doing my best. And so that's all I have for you. Hope you watch the whole thing. Thank you very much. This is Joe D with the Joe D Roundhouse Report. Thank you.